Exposing the Narcissist, Part 2. Hello and welcome. My name is Lisa, and in this video, I'm going to share my personal story of what my now ex-husband did when he was served with divorce papers. In this video, I'm going to share the evidence. Upon being served, my husband flew into a rage and destroyed all the portraits of me and my family that he could find. Fortunately, I had removed as many photos as I could before I left, as I was well aware of his temper. However, my deceased father's urn was still in the home. I was unable to bring it with me when I left, as I was leaving by plane. I had contacted the airline, and I was advised that I may not be able to get it through TSA and that they would not open an urn. I was told by the airline to have someone wait for me in the airport in case I couldn't get the urn through security. My husband drove me to the airport, so I couldn't have him wait. I feared it would tip him off that I wasn't merely going on a trip for work and to visit family. I wasn't coming back. I was escaping. And that video is in the description box below. The urn contained not only my father's ashes, but also his watch, which was a family heirloom, his wallet, old photos of my father and my family, and a poem I wrote for him when I was 19. It never even entered my mind that my husband would destroy something so sacred. But he did. He destroyed my father's urn, his ashes, and everything contained in that urn. He knew how much I loved my father. He knew how much I missed him. He knew how much I cherished this urn that contained his remains, along with his earthly possessions that were most dear to him. Obviously, one of those items was the poem I wrote for my father long ago, and until he passed, I had no idea that he had kept this poem in his wallet since the day I gave it to him. The legal proceedings with my ex-husband that are currently still in process are due to the destruction of my father's urn. My ex-husband's flying monkeys and his toxic new supply do not believe he did anything. They believe I'm making things up. They believe I am a liar. However, my ex-husband was found guilty by a judge, and I'm sharing those legal documents here. I have obviously blocked out some names. However, this is not a secret document. It can be looked up by the case number by anyone who wishes to challenge the authenticity of it. When the judge gave his ruling, he stated in the recorded transcript that it was his belief that my ex-husband destroyed the urn during the same time he destroyed the portraits. This ruling is unappealable and binding. However, another judge has to determine the remedy. It's just the way the law works, at least in the state of Oregon. My ex admitted to destroying the portraits, and what you're seeing now is part of the handwritten letter my ex-husband wrote to me where he admits destroying the portraits. He never denied doing that. He never denied this in court. But he realizes that if he admitted destroying the urn, no decent person would think he was justified in doing so. His new supply, who is a church reverend, knows of this. My ex was served legal documents at her home, yet she either simply doesn't believe he could do something so heinous, or she's like my ex and believes I deserved it for surprising him with divorce papers. Since she was already involved with my husband while we were still married and before divorce papers were ever served on him, I highly doubt she has any sense of integrity at all. I've dropped links to other videos, including the video tribute to my father, which shows the poem I wrote to my dad. The original handwritten poem was destroyed. I no longer mourn the narcissist. I no longer mourn the man I believed him to be. That's over. I do, however, still mourn the loss of my father's remains. I do still feel the pain and the anger of my father's memory being so heinously disrespected. This has affected my entire family and all of those who loved my dad. Yet I am the only one in the position to seek justice. As of right now, I'm still wading through the legal process while my ex-husband attempts to drain my finances by dragging out and delaying court appearances. His goal is to make it impossible for me to afford legal representation. However, he has greatly underestimated my strength, my perseverance, my tenacity. I will not stop until justice is served and he is held accountable. No matter how nasty the narcissist was during the relationship, their full capacity for evil rises to the surface and their mask falls off completely if you leave them. Never underestimate what a narcissist is capable of.